WOVU 95.9 FM, a Burton Bell Carr community radio station. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Her in the Huddle, WOVU's Look at Sports, featuring the First Lady of Sports, Rachel Hill.
Hey, yo, you know what time it is? It is 6 o'clock on a Tuesday. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I am here with my co-host, Willie Epteen Jr., and we are giving you some of the hottest sports talk on the radio in the world. So thank you so much for being here today, for listening to us, watching us on Facebook, on StreamYard, and, let's get into it. Willie, what's going on, sir?
Cleveland, Cuyahoga.
What's up, man?
Oh man, another day, another quarter.
So you know about our county, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So do y'all got counties there in Texas?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So I lived in Richmond, Virginia for 3 years. So, when I first moved there, I asked people, okay, so what county do I live in? And they're like, you don't live in a county. You live in the city of Richmond. I'm like, okay, well, what city is, what county is the city located in? They were like, you don't live in a county. You live in the city of Richmond. And I'm like, oh, because I'm used to, I live in Shaker Heights, Ohio, which is in Cuyahoga County. But everything else surrounding Richmond is called a county, like Henrico County. Like, it was the weirdest thing ever. Like, I didn't understand it. It was just really, really weird, though. But, like, literally everything that surrounded the city of Richmond County, but Richmond wasn't actually located in the county.
So what is it located in?
It's a standalone city, not located in the county.
So wait a minute.
Exactly.
Wait. So,
yes.
So there's no sheriff department there?
I think city police. I don't know about sheriffs. I don't know if I recall seeing sheriffs, but like they would be sheriffs for Henrico County, which was like one of the counties that was next door.
Okay, so what about a courthouse, county courthouse?
I guess it was just the city.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can Google Richmond is located in what county.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, but it was so weird to me. Like, I didn't understand that concept, but, Commonwealths do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, well.
So, and when I lived down there, they had raised their, ticketing system that if you had if you were speeding 20 miles over the speed limit, you got a ticket for reckless driving, and that was $1,000. But if you were not a state resident, you would not be hit with $1,000. It'd just be like a regular fine. So I never switched over my driver's license. I never switched over any of that, like never switch over my registration, because they also have something called a personal property tax. So I guess like half the states have that, where instead of, like in Ohio, we just pay like $56 every year to register a car or like get our new sticker. But, in the state of Virginia, you have to pay a certain percentage of your car's value to register it every year. Right. So I complained about $56, but when you got people who pay a couple $100s to register their car every year because of personal property tax, I'm like, I'm gonna stop crying. And I kept my car registered in Ohio the whole time I lived there. I was like, y'all ain't about to catch me slipping. And I was in the military at the time too. So I'm like, I ain't from here. So
good. I didn't know you were in the military.
Yeah, I was in the Army National Guard.
So was I.
Yeah, 2 years. And then I was out.
2 years. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That don't add up. Well, thank you for your abbreviated service.
Yeah, and you too. Thank you. Yes, I'm a veteran. I take that. We'll talk about that offline.
All right.
But yeah, man. So a good show yesterday. This schedule game was actually very fun to play. I don't think me and Cleveland Kate have ever played a schedule game before. So I actually had a lot of fun, and a lot of comments we had, was a lot of people thought what we talked about was very interesting. So We actually took some time going through the schedule. Hey, George, what's up, George? We actually took our time going through their schedule. And yesterday we left off at the Cincinnati Bengals, where we talked about, I didn't research any further about Joe Burrow, but Richmond is not located in Henrico County. Richmond is not located in the county. That's from Nathaniel. No, it is the weirdest thing. Google that. It's the weirdest thing.
Nathaniel.
Yeah, because we're not used to that. When you come from a place and you live in Cuyahoga County, it's just you used to that. And I was asking people, and they just looked at me like I was the biggest idiot. And they're like, "You don't live in the county; you live in just in the city." Well, and I'm like, I don't understand that concept.
Louisiana has parishes, right?
Okay.
So
are those counties?
No. Well, they're counties, but Louisiana calls them parishes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's weird and like individualized.
It's a French thing, I think. I mean, look, I grew up a big part of my life in Louisiana, and I still don't know. And I thought it was funny when we moved out there from California. I was like, what is a parish?
So it have first name and then parish, or the parish of?
No, it's like New Orleans is in Orleans Parish.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Instead of Orleans County, it's Orleans Parish, or Baton Rouge is East Baton Rouge Parish.
Okay, I get that. So instead of calling it a county per se, they call it a parish.
Right.
Where the rest of America calls it counties. So I love New Orleans. One thing about New Orleans, I don't think a lot of people realize, is it smells like a dump. It smells like a landfill, especially at the end of the night.
Let me tell you a quick story about New Orleans. Look, in 2000, and I want to say it was 16, my wife and I were going on an anniversary trip. We were going on a cruise, a 7-day cruise, and we ported out of New Orleans. But we got down there the day before we were set sail. So we went downtown New Orleans and started walking around and got something to eat. And we parked the car and she was like, "Yo, look at that puppy over there." I said, "Girl, that ain't no puppy. That's a rat."
Oh, oh gosh. Lord have mercy. I can only imagine. Well, first of all, thank God she didn't go pet it. Because the rat probably wouldn't have went nowhere, because some of those rats are not scared of human beings, and they be like, "Hey, what's up? You got some food? We trying to kick it. What's going on?"
Yeah.
Just like some pigeons, like they don't care anymore. So I was watching this interesting documentary on Facebook, and it was like the Rat Patrol in New York City. You have these people who go out every night with rat terrier dogs to go and have their dogs kill the rats. So, at the whole night, they're killing these rats. They out at the wee hours of the morning. So, obviously the dog bites the neck of the rats to kill the rats. So you just see them scooping all these rats. But considering the rat problem, I don't think it's enough that they're doing, but at least they're trying and making an effort. But yeah, so people at night, the vigilantes take their rat terrier dogs, who are specifically bred to kill rats, to go and try to decline New York City's populations of rats, but it's not working. But at least they're trying. But yeah, I ain't trying to fool with no rats. Now I'll pick up a baby mouse and all that other stuff. I ain't scared of mice. My one friend, she has some mice in her apartment, and she calls me and I'll go look for them and stuff like that. So I ain't scared of mice.
Well,
but a rat, I ain't fool with because it carries diseases. And the bubonic plague has made a comeback. So I ain't trying to fool with that. So yeah, schedule game, man. So we left off at Cincinnati. I think we both said that it's going to be a win. We're still up in the air. Joe Burrow's whether or not he's coming back. So week 10, the Browns take on the Tom Brady-less New England Patriots. So we don't know who is going to be their quarterback. We don't know if it's going to be Mac Jones or if it's going to be Cam Newton. I think it's going to be Cam Newton. But one thing, Bill Belichick, we know that he's a gamer. I think he's going to be really prepared for this game. But I kind of honestly don't think that they stand a chance, because that offense is going to be way better than what New England is putting out there on the field right now. We saw their precipice drop last year, like I mentioned, the top throw jackster without Tom Brady. What do you think about this matchup?
Well, I want to go back to the Cincinnati game real quick because I did read a report today that said that Joe Burrow is on schedule for the September 12th opener.
Okay.
Not that I didn't believe you. My mouth continues to drop even further behind that statement. So, in terms of New England and Cleveland, this is going to be a trap game for the Browns.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Because they did not perform well the last time that they went, and they had like 3 turnovers right in a row, but that team wasn't going up against Tom Brady. But they did not perform very well the last time that they were in Foxborough at all.
And New England is going to be better than people think. And listen, they've got 2 studs at tight end. It kind of reminds me of how they built that around Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. They've got some speedsters on the outside. They got Nelson Aguilar from the Raiders. The running game is going to be stout with Rex Burkhead, as well as the kid from from Georgia, Sony Michel. And they also have the kid from Alabama in Harris. I think the defense is going to be a lot better because a lot of those guys that opted out last year are going to be back. And one thing about Belichick, you know what he does in terms of taking away the best option on offense. We know what he is about that. And then on top of that, it's Cleveland. Okay, you know he has a running feud with the city.
But he should not be mad at us anymore. He has had an excellent career, even better career since he left. He has Super Bowls, and we have been relegated to the annals of football history. I don't know what he's mad about, but you know what? When a player gets on his bad side, what does he do? He gives them the ultimate punishment, and he trades them to Cleveland.
Yeah.
That shows I hate you. You're going to Cleveland. That's the ultimate. That's ultimate punishment by Bill Belichick. I don't understand. I thought men got over things very easily. We talk about how I don't get over stuff very easily, but Bill ain't got over this, in 26 years? So I feel kind of better about myself not being able to get over stuff and keeping the grudges. Bill need to man up and grow up.
No. Let me let you in on something.
No. Grow up, Bill.
No, because you look, Rachel, you are one of the greats. I'm gonna tell you why. You are one of the greats because the greats always have to keep a grudge in order to keep themselves motivated.
On edge.
Think about what Michael Jordan did when they played Portland in the finals. You remember they picked Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. So he gave it to him. He gave him that work. Okay, think about what Aaron Rodgers has continued to do after dropping all the way to 23 in the 06 or 05 draft, or 06, whatever draft it was, with when Alex Smith was taken first overall. Think about how the great ones, the Kobe Bryants, they have to find something to motivate themselves, to keep themselves great. So if you want to hold a grudge, Rachel, that's cool. Put yourself in the category of greatness because that's what y'all do.
But Bill,
you can't argue with that.
You hear me say, but Bill, not really. I get it. But what was Kobe mad at?
Kobe was mad at the fact that he didn't go number 1 overall.
So who was drafted number 1 again?
I don't know. I don't remember, but I bet you Kobe remembered.
And they booed him in Philly too.
And we talked about this. Look, we talked about this on the Shake Back Sports Show. It is now on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. We talked about this, the Hall of Fame class, about how Kobe, after that incident that took place in Denver with the rape and all that, he was a different Kobe after that. And whenever he went to Denver, he let him have it.
Well, that's a subject we gotta talk about offline with that one. But I get it. But I don't think it's gonna work this time. And then over the years, we have sometimes gotten the best of Bill. It's been very, very far few and in between. But I think that this is going to be one that we should not have any issues with. And I think we should be able to win that game, no matter how much he wants to go at us. I just don't think that the talent is there.
Well, it's Bill Belichick, so we'll see. I mean, I don't expect the Browns to lose that game. I'm just saying, Browns beware.
Okay. So we got to take a break right quick. Man, that was quick. So we're going to take a break right quick because I can't wait to get into this Detroit Lions game because I don't know what is about coaches from Michigan, but they are straight weirdos and I can't take it. So we got to take a break right quick. We are listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU at 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
This is Safety Director Carrie D. Howard of Cleveland's Department of Public Safety. Are you passionate about serving our community? If so, consider applying today for a career in public safety. We are seeking a diverse group of young and motivated individuals, representative of the people, to join our safety forces. The Division of Police offers a rewarding career, a competitive salary with exceptional benefits and job security. Applications are being taken now. Go to governmentjobs.com/careers/Cleveland. I encourage you to apply today.
This message is brought to you by the City of Cleveland and WOVU 95.9 FM. Our Voice is United, a Burton Bell Carr community radio station.
Grandma, I really need to use your computer.
Okay, but first I have to check my Facebook.
Facebook? You know how to use it?
Of course I know how. I took classes at the Thea Bowman Center. What do you want the computer for anyways?
I finally decided to get my GED. I just need some help.
I'm so happy to hear that. Well, Thea Bowman Center does that too. You can get your GED online or in person. Let me help you get registered. Log on to theabowmancenter.org or call 216-491-0699.
Thank you. I can't wait to get started.
Me, I can't wait to see you get started.
This message is brought to you by the Thea Bowman Center and WOVU 95.9 FM. Our Voices United, a Burton Bell Carr community radio station.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
Hey, yo, welcome back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle, WOVU, a 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I am here with my co-host, Willie Epting, and we are having a wonderful time here, going back to the Brown schedule game, one of the things that we was working on yesterday, but we did not complete, but we had some good conversation about it. Remember, you can always chime in with your thoughts on 216-271-0959. You can always listen to us online at WOVU.org. You can also download that WOVU app so you can be on the go. And we are also streaming live on Facebook through StreamYard. So you can holler at us if you want to as well. We can see your comments and we will address them. So keep that in mind. But Willie, man, like I left off at the last break and I kind of gave a little preview. I did ask, why are coaches from Michigan weirdos? You got Harbaugh, Jim or John? John Harbaugh.
Jim.
Okay. The other one is kind of same.
Yeah,
Jim Harbaugh.
He's weird too.
He is. I ain't really seen him do nothing too crazy though. But Jim Harbaugh, I'll never forget. They did a Big Ten coaches picture. All the coaches are in suits and ties. Jim Harbaugh is in khakis, a Jumpman Jordan sweatshirt, his Michigan hat, and the bow glasses. I'm like, that's the Sesame Street thing. One of these kids is not like the other. Why are you such a weirdo? Why can't you just be normal like everybody and just take a picture with a suit? Why you got to have on a Jumpman sweatshirt? Like, what is wrong with him? So flash forward to, I don't know what kind of clown that the Detroit Lions done hired. What's the coach's name? He's such a clown. Dave
Campbell.
Dave Campbell. Okay. His speech when he was named coach was just off the rails. And today or yesterday, he gives a press conference saying he wants to have a live lion in the doggone facility, just kept on the chain. Lion could bite anybody and kill anybody, but he wants to have a pet lion. So these guys feel like they have something to play for and they king of the jungle. What is up with that dude and why is he such a weirdo? First of all, how do you think that players respond to a coach like that? Because it's just like, to me, that's not motivation. I'm just kind of like, what is wrong with this dude?
Well, you can look at it a couple different ways. In Detroit, and shout out to my cousins Luther and Brandon Wilkins, because they live in Detroit and are huge Lions fans. Okay.
I thought we had it bad. They suck too.
Hey, At
least they had Barry Sanders.
Yeah. But anyway, so you can look at it one or two different ways. Detroit is one of the places of the NFL graveyard where careers go to rest in peace. And you have to think that at some point Dan Campbell had to realize what he was getting into when he was interviewed and then ultimately offered the job and then accepted it.
Did it check?
Yeah. So now what do you have to lose if you're Dan Campbell? Pull out all the stops. Be that coach, man, that does things that's so far off the brain where you're going to at least generate some attention for the franchise of a positive variety, something that they're not used to and have not had since the days of Barry Sanders. Now, the players, on the other hand, will look at it possibly as saying, yo, this dude is crazy. I'm crazy right with him. Yo, let's do it. We'll do anything we need to do to win. And then you're going to have some of those players that may be like Coach Herm Edwards said. Coach Herm Edwards said, I want people that are committed, not just interested. So he may be getting ready to find out who on his team is interested and who's committed. So, and maybe he needs to be committed. I don't know. I don't know. But, hey, in order to get something you never had before, you have to be willing to do something you've never done before. And this obviously falls into that grocery basket of items.
Yeah, man. So this team is in major rebuild mode. They got Jared Goff. Remember, I forgot I was talking about Jared Goff for the Chargers. My bad. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect, even though you call me one of the greats. But Jared Goff, after trading Matthew Stafford, he is going to be tasked with trying to rebuild this team with a whole new coach and other stuff like that. So this doesn't appear that it's going to be a very good team. It looks like they're going to be picking top again in the 2022 draft. So I don't think that Detroit will be able to really have any significant ability to win against the Browns, even though they've had the Browns numbers the past few years. Normally we pay them in preseason, and we're not playing them in preseason this year. But won't be much of a challenge, and that'll be a change of pace for us after coming off of that game against which we play the New England Patriots. So I think that'd be a good change of pace. We didn't even talk about preseason. I forgot about that.
Who cares about preseason?
I know I do a little bit. Cleveland Browns preseason. I do. It don't really matter though. So that should be another win for us. Okay.
Well, let me say something about that real quick because, let me see. It depends on who you guys play after the Lions. Before I make my comment.
All right, I'm about to tell you who we play after the Detroit Lions is going to be the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, okay.
At Baltimore, Sunday Night Football, 8:20 p.m. So this is one of the possible L's that I have us taking. Yeah, because we know that this team has a major problem with being able to stop Lamar Jackson. Watching that game, I rewatched. I told the audience yesterday I rewatched some of the games that we won on. I did rewatch that game, even though we did not beat Baltimore at all. I rewatched that game.
Which one?
The Monday Night Football game.
Monday Night game, yeah.
The one that was really, really good. Because John Harbaugh was like, this is historical, and I was happy that I played in this game. But they just really haven't had any answers for the past few years. But in order for this team to be able to contend for anything, they have to be able to get past Baltimore. You have to be able to beat them in one game. And they came so close in that one game. It was just like, if there was enough time on the clock to get the ball back, they would have been able to do it. Justin Tuck, what can we say? That leg is just amazing because he hit like almost like a 53-yarder or something crazy like that, maybe 51-yarder with no time left to win that game. But it was just like, okay, if there was one more possession the Browns have been able to get, they would have been able to win that game. But, once again, because of them playing that zone, they were not able to. I forgot what the tight end was for Baltimore, but he was able to run roughshod against the Mark. I forgot what it was. But that tight end for them, they had no answer for. Yeah, Mark Andrews open a lot of the time, big plays, 20-plus yards. So if they can't contain Lamar Jackson, it's a wrap. And hopefully this new defense is something that can do it. But that is the one game in which I'm looking at could possibly be the first loss for that team. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Now, since you said that it's the Baltimore Ravens before the Detroit Lions,
yeah,
that now becomes the trap game instead of the Patriots game because
the Lions game.
Yes, you know why?
Because they're gonna be focusing on Baltimore. But I don't think though. I think this coaching staff and this culture and this organization is completely different. I think that they're taking it week to week. I don't think that they're going to jump ahead. They know it's a big game, but I don't think they're going to do that because this organization and this coaching staff is different and they have it together. I think they're going to be focused.
Okay. Yeah, they may be.
You're like, okay.
They're still the same because that's just a natural tendency of an athlete. You know that, to look ahead to a big time opponent like that, especially a rival, a team that left your city to go to a whole nother city. So yeah, that game against Detroit now becomes the trap game for them looking ahead possibly towards the Ravens. But you got to look at the Ravens have done on offense, adding Sammy Watkins at the wide receiver spot. I know he's been oft injured. If he can actually stay on the field, he would be a dynamic number 2 receiver. But they don't really have a number 1 receiver other than Mark Andrews, and your tight end cannot be, I repeat, Kyle Pitts, Atlanta Falcons. Your tight end cannot be your number 1 receiver. So with the addition of Watkins, with also the rookie from Oklahoma State, Wallace, and the fact that they already have Hollywood Brown, and they also got Deion Kane from Clemson. So they got 2 Clemson guys on there. They got a guy from Oklahoma State, and they got a guy from Oklahoma, all in that wide receiver room. They're going to be improved from that standpoint. I believe they are going to miss Mark Ingram just a bit, for if nothing else but for the leadership that he provided. Now, y'all's guy out there, J.K. Dobbins.
Wait, did you see this? Rachel's a super homer. She always has on rose-colored glasses. Well, Kenneth, let us know in the comments what's going on, man. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm okay. Let's see. George says, "Look, the Detroit Lions and the team up north have a common thread. They are pathetic." Oh, George, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and well, I'm a Michigan fan, so moving right along.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Moving right along.
We don't talk about that a lot. I forgot about that.
but I like what they've done on the offensive side of the ball, and if everything that you say holds up as far as them being different and not looking ahead to that particular contest, it is going to be a blood bath.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Cleveland.
You just said. Oh, I thought you meant bloodbath against one team, but both teams. Okay,
yeah, they're gonna be bathing each other in each other's blood.
Yeah. Well, and then after how the game ended the last time, the Browns are hungry. They want to show that they are an improved team. Remember, we got Odell back, and we have a better defense that hopefully, and also that secondary as well too, that will hopefully be able to put the kibosh and neutralize that wide receiver talent that Baltimore has gained.
Yeah,
so
not so much the wide receiver talent that's going to be the strength of the Ravens' offense. Is going to be Lamar Jackson and the spread read or read spread or spread option or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, so I coming off of Detroit, which we think would be a win, I don't feel as if they're going to look ahead, but we never know. But we know that game is going to be a good game. And the Browns have to come out because they came out fast and furious and got the first score against Baltimore on that Monday Night Football game. So everybody, I ain't counting the first game because it was bad. But they got the jump on Baltimore. They came out. They had a strong drive, and they kind of went toe for toe. Baltimore kind of got in the lead. Then Cleveland was able to answer, especially in the third and fourth quarter. So I think that the Browns are going to be desperate to prove that they can stop with the big dogs because the division goes through Baltimore. So you got to be able to beat them at least one time. And Kenneth, possibly the Browns might lose this game. You say I'm a homer and I look at stuff with rose-colored glasses, but I'm also a realist too, and I'm very real about the struggles we've had against Baltimore. And I don't know if the Browns are going to be able to pull off this nighttime game on the road. They had the potential to do it. I don't know if it will be done because we struggled in Baltimore, except for in 2019 when we was able to get that big victory. But going to Baltimore has just never been a good look for us. So on that note, we have to go into our second break. We're going to be right back, Willie. You are listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU, a 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Get your COVID-19 vaccine over here in East
So 2
Cleveland.
minutes.
The Metro Health System, the Cuyahoga County Board of Health, and East Cleveland City Schools are bringing the COVID-19 vaccine to you Wednesday, May 19th from 2 to 6 p.m. at Shaw High School, 15320 Euclid Avenue on the number 2837 and number 41 bus line. And free parking at Shaw High School. Visit metrohealth.org/COVID-19/COVID-vaccine to register. Or you can call 216-778-6100. That's 216-778-6100. Walk-ins are also welcome at the free COVID vaccination event Wednesday, May 19th, 2 to 6 p.m. at Shaw High School in East Cleveland.
This message is brought to you by East Cleveland City Schools, the Cuyahoga County Board of Health, Metro Health System, and WOVU 95.9 FM, Our Voices United, a Burton Bell Carr community radio station.
WOVU listeners, did you know you can call us during any live show? Did you know you can ask questions or give your comments live on the air? If you didn't know, now you know. Call the WOVU request line at 216-271-0959. Your voice is our request. No one says it like you. You're better than the rest. Call us 216-271-0959. Questions, comments, complaints. We want all that and the kitchen sink. This is WOVU, our voices united. We can't do it without you. Call on through.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU, a 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I am here with Willie Epting Jr., and we are talking about the Browns schedule game. We didn't get to it all yesterday, but we are moving through, so half an hour through the show. And Willie, were you giving me your take on Baltimore still, or no?
I don't remember, but
I
do want to say this though. Cleveland. But what I was gonna say was about this whole rivalry type stuff is that one thing's for sure, and that's nothing's for sure.
Because it could go either way. It could go either way, and we just don't know. We have teams that the Browns have significantly improved their defense, and that was part of the reason why they couldn't win that game, because they couldn't stop nobody. They could never get a stop when they needed to get a stop. So now you have an improved defense on paper. Now that defense will actually have some time to have been jailed and hopefully worked out some kinks by the time that game comes around, because that is week 12 that we're facing the Ravens. And usually we face them sooner than that in the schedule, but we're not facing them until week 12. So we get the Chiefs in the first week, but our main rivals and the people we've had issues beating in week 12. So moving on. Number 13, week 13, we have a bye week. Week 14, at home, we have the Baltimore Raiders at 1:00.
Wait a minute, the who?
The Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, you
so
You said the Baltimore Raiders, I thought.
Oh, I got excited. Because that's who's coming up next week. But before we move on to that Raiders game, the Baltimore Ravens, depending on what happens, the Browns have an opportunity to rest. Depending on what happens in that first game, I think it'll be whoever didn't win that first game will win the second one. And so this is a kind of anomaly as well with schedules that it's very rare that a team has a team back to back like that, a home and away in the same season, home and away, which is 2 consecutive games. So that's a scheduling anomaly that's very rare. I think it's only happened like 4 times in history. So something I wanted to mention. So moving on to your team, the Las Vegas Raiders. And
Raiders
at home again, which is so weird. We know how the weather and not having Nick Chubb impacted the game the last time. The Cleveland Browns were not able to pull it out. Just an ugly game where nothing was going right for them. Now this time, they will be back in Cleveland. Derek Carr, would say what you want. I don't think he's great, but whatever. He's quarterback leading the team. So, Willie, you noted about prior when I drafted, we talked about draft picks, about how they went really heavy on defense. Do you think that this new defense that the Raiders have will be able to stop the Browns offense if they have all their offensive weapons, barring any catastrophic injuries?
Why not? Why not? Let me tell you something about the Raiders. The Raiders has the defense has been the Achilles heel for my team for the last 7+ years. Okay. Now, the last 2 years, the Raiders have been deep and thick in the playoff talk all the way up until about week 15, particularly last year when we had to go to New York and eke out a win against the Jets, only to lose the next 2 against, I believe it was against the Chargers in Miami. Now, the Raiders have made vast improvements on the defensive side of the ball. And with the addition of Kenyon Drake at running back, they drafted the kid out of Alabama who's the Outland Trophy winner at tackle. He may play guard. Richie Incognito will be back. So the offensive line, yes, but say what you will, but he is a role grader and he is somebody that you want on your team. So
he's a bully.
He is that. He is all of that. He's all of that.
One of the dirtiest players in the league, too.
Yes, he is all of that. And I am glad he is on my O-line because we need that. Because
No,
huh?
No, so I was like, I like his last name, though. I can't even lie.
I know. It's like you changed your name, dude. That's not your real last name. But anyway, I think that what we did to the Browns last year in the ground game is shook, rattled, and rolled. As a matter of fact, I wrote an article, ClevelandSportsTalk.com, and it was the silver and black give the Browns the blues because we beat them up and down downfield with the running game. I don't expect anything any different from this time.
They can't tackle, and we have Nick Chubb. That's the only reasons why.
Oh, wait! You asked me. What did I think? I didn't. I
got mad, man. You know?
I don't care about Nick Chubb.
Kenneth was right. Maybe Kenneth was right. I was a homer. I got mad, man. I felt attacked.
Yeah. Well, feel it. Go with feeling. But look, of course, a lot of it is going to hinge on the weather. And by the way, Rachel, I will be in the city of Cleveland for this game.
Yeah.
I'm coming. Tell me what it is.
You know we got you. Now it's time.
Yeah. So I've actually started looking for flights, but it's a little bit too far outside of the window for me to go ahead and book it. So I will keep on looking, but I'm looking forward to being in the city of Cleveland. I've never been there. I hope it's not freezing cold up there like it is around that time. And I want to see that lake for some reason. I'm kind of a nerd, so I want to see all the things that this city has to offer.
It might not be frozen over just yet, so it still might be going strong. It might not be frozen yet. It all depends on the weather, dog. But lots of times the lake is warmer than the city, which is weird. because it takes forever to cool down.
Right.
So yeah, that'll be interesting. So you come in, you're gonna enjoy yourself. We're gonna have a good time. What do you think gonna happen though?
We gonna win. What do you mean? It ain't even no afterthought. Next question. Like Drew Rosenhaus said, next question. Oh, okay.
Y'all not winning that game. Y'all not winning. Y'all ain't popping off 2 times in a row. I believe that they have a bad taste in their mouth from that last game. And guess what? They're gonna run the ball down your throats this time.
We'll see.
Because Nick Chubb will be back. They're gonna run the ball down your throats this time. I think that they are ready for that. So guess what? We go back on the road and we head on Christmas Day for a showdown with the Green Bay Packers at 4:30 p.m. on Christmas Day. It's very exciting. Very exciting. I wanted to play on Thanksgiving, quite honestly. I'm sorry. I would love to be able to play on the holidays, showcasing the Cleveland Browns as much as possible. But this matchup against Green Bay, we still don't know the situation with Aaron Rodgers just yet. So that is, one of the things that we don't know about that. But
who asked you, Nathaniel?
What did he say? It come up so fast.
There he is, right there. Who asked you?
Yeah, good. That's my boy. That's my boy. That's our producer too. So in order to be able to stay on there,
right.
I think it would be a great opportunity for the Browns to showcase themselves in prime time at Green Bay. They haven't had a lot of luck, but they face the NFC teams almost once every 5 years, kind of. Mm-hmm. So I think it'd be an opportunity for them to be able to get a win. But it might be a close game, but I think that the Browns are going to be able to pull it out.
Wow. So in your mind, the Browns are going to go undefeated or 15-1? Is that what you got them at, 15-1?
I had 14-3.
14-2.
14-3.
Oh, yeah, because
yes, right. I was DJ Chris Styles yesterday was like, he didn't realize the 17th game was added. I'm like, come on, y'all know the 18th is about to be added soon enough. That's up. Maybe next year.
If they get rid of the preseason, I don't mind it.
Well, they did. There's 3 preseason games now. So yeah, that's what I always say. Just do the 2 preseason and do 18 games. But there isn't anything that's sticking out to me as far as Green Bay. I feel like this is one of the could lose category games. So I did kind of have it as a loss, but in sticker and homer fashion, I think a lot of it depends on what Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers is there or not. If he's not there, they're definitely going to win that game. Even if he is there, I think it's a perfect opportunity for the Browns to showcase who they are, what they about, and go from there.
Agreed.
And also, too, I'm sorry, these NFC North teams are teams that Kevin Stefanski has game planned against for years. So I think that edge goes to the Browns because Kevin Stefanski is going to be ready for these teams because they haven't changed much since he's been there. So I think that's another extra edge that the Browns have.
What do you think Green Bay is going to do about their running back spot? Because they let Aaron Jones hit the free agent market. And last year, to me, he was the top 5 running back in the league.
Next man up. Who the other running backs they got on their roster?
I don't know.
I'll be paying attention. I'll be paying attention. Not the playoffs, but I still believe if Aaron Rodgers had ran for that touchdown, they would have won the game. But I feel like he had daylight. And other people was like, man, he would have got his head taken off. He had time to run.
Right.
You want to get that touchdown, you're going to run for it.
Jamal Williams, who played very well last year, is going to step up and be that number 1 guy from the running back position.
When? I'm looking at their depth chart right now.
Yeah, so in terms of their depth chart, I mean, look, all of this is going to depend on if A-Rod is there or not. If A-Rod is there, then it'll be, let me put it like this. If A-Rod is not there, this game and many of the other games that the Browns will play, that the Packers will play, won't even be worth talking about because we talked about this on my show, the Save Back Sports Show. We talked about this very thing. The signing of Blake Bortles, I believe, cements the end for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. And the reason why I say that is this. They're not bringing Blake Bortles in to back up Aaron Rodgers. That's what they have Jordan Love for. They're not going to trade Jordan Love. You're not going to trade the person you moved up to pick. You're not going to trade him and then keep Aaron Rodgers. That's not even what the Green Bay Packers MO is. I think unless Jordan Love is so far behind the curve on the practice field and in the classroom, that's the only reason I can see them trading him. But other than that, there is no way that they brought in Blake Bortles to back up Aaron Rodgers. The situation is going to either be this. He's going to be backing up Jordan Love, or he's going to get cut before the season starts. And Aaron Rodgers will stay there.
Okay. Makes sense. And then I forgot to mention with that Raiders game, it might be flex. So there's no time with that. And I think depending on where both teams are at, depends on what time that game starts. So we got to go into our final break. Time is flying by. And then we got 2 games left. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU at 95.9 FM. We will be right back.
Days are ahead. Be ready with the training you'll need to get a great job. If you or your family has experienced financial hardship as a result of COVID-19, Tri-C can help with full tuition assistance. Whether you want to improve your skills, get certified, or train for a new career, go to tri-c.edu to check out our programs and resources. So what are you waiting for? Register now for online and on-campus summer classes. Tri-C is where futures begin.
This message is brought to you by Tri-C and WOVU 95.9 FM, Our Voices United, a Burton Bell Carr community radio station. WOVU 95.9 FM and the Cuyahoga County Board of Health wants you to do your part and help all of us stay safe from the threat of COVID-19. The best protection against COVID-19 is to wear a mask, avoid crowds, stay 6 feet apart from others, wash your hands often, and get the vaccine when you are able. To learn more information about the COVID-19 vaccine and how to register when it's your turn, visit the Cuyahoga County Board of Health website at ccbh.net. That's ccbh.net. Do your part because we're all in this together. This message is brought to you by the Cuyahoga County Board of Health and WOVU 95.9 FM, Burton Bell Carr Community Radio.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel, the First Lady of Sports, and Brandon Herrera says Rodgers will be traded before the start of the season. And I am here with Willie Epstein Jr., and we are discussing Brown's schedule games. So I had to read that because those things disappear very quickly. And Nathaniel says, I don't think so because they don't have 3 quarterbacks on the roster until Bortles. So what's going on with Green Bay is still up in the air. What do you think about whether or not the Browns can win that game?
It just depends. It depends on them. Okay, so let's just put it this way. All things being perfect, which of course means A-Rod is there. That's going to be a tough game for the Browns to win. It's going to be a really tough.
But why?
Because of Aaron Rodgers, man. If this continues to go the way that it is and he's there, I'm afraid for Packers opponents when they play Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is going to have a better season in 2021 than he did in 2020. Because he's that guy. He is that guy. He holds grudges. He is like, this is the A-Rod NFL FU tour. Like Tom Brady did when he got suspended and they came back and went to the Super Bowl and Roger Goodell had to hand him the trophy. Remember that? Mm-hmm. This eerily reminds me of that, but it's not A-Rod against the NFL. It's A-Rod against his own team. It's civil war. Mm. So I don't believe for a second that he's going to retire. But then again, it's A-Rod, and we never know.
And then Tom Brady's first game back after that suspension was against the Cleveland Browns, and whoo, Lord. Woo, Lord, it was bad. But we were bad too, so it was bad. But a lot of people come to Cleveland because those tickets are so expensive. So we get a lot of away fans rooting for other teams who come here because it's very cost effective. So moving on to week number 17, away on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 8:15 p.m. start, Monday Night Football. We already said that the Browns are going to be able to beat the Steelers at home. I think that was what we was in agreement with. Will Steelers be able to have revenge on Monday Night Football, or are they?
You know what?
I'm okay with that. I'll take that.
Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season in Pittsburgh. This is the best chance. This is the best chance that he will could get that. You see George's comment, Roger statement.
Yeah, I forgot about the money part. Yeah.
Simple reason, the Pack would take a $33 million cap hit. They will not pull what Philly did to get rid of Wentz.
And what Pittsburgh had going on with being Roethlisberger as well.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about. But
if he makes enough noise, I don't know. Look at Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Well, but what happened with him? Something, that was a whole nother ball game once that came about. It's been very quiet on that front since, but we'll see. But Pittsburgh Steelers, I think that the Browns will be able to get them both times this year.
Agreed.
I can't remember the last time that's happened, but I think that the Steelers, hopefully they'll be beat up by then. They will not be in playoff contention, and they have kind of given up on the season. And the Browns can get that victory on Monday Night Football, which would be awesome because we don't really have a lot of Monday Night Football games. We have Sunday Night Football games. That's our only Monday Night Football game.
Really?
Yeah, that's our only Monday Night Football game. Is that one. Sunday Night Football games we got. But that's the only Monday Night Football game. That sucks.
They had more than that.
Yeah, nope. How many Thursday night games? Just one Thursday night. Yeah, just one Thursday night. But the majority of those games are going to be Sunday night games and evening starts. So then, once again, moving back home, week 18, that is going to be against the Cincinnati Bengals. Another L for Cincinnati. They're just not going to be good enough. So, yeah.
I love the skill players for the Bengals, but they really, really, really missed on John Ross when they drafted him to 8 overall. And that dude could never get on the field. He stayed hurt. That was probably their worst first-round draft pick since Achilles Smith.
Ooh.
Back in 99.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, I remember Achilles Smith.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then how many seasons did he last? Like 3 seasons?
I want to say 3 or 4.
Yeah, he was gone very quickly. Remember Icky Woods?
Yeah.
When I got my master's in sports management, I interned for the women's football team called the Cleveland Fusion. And they played a team from Cincinnati, and Icky Woods was the coach. He was the head coach.
Oh, that's cool. Were they doing the Icky shuffle on the sideline?
I don't think so.
Did the cheerleaders do the Icky shuffle?
Did it what?
Did the cheerleaders do the Icky?
There was no cheerleaders at women's football.
You had no male cheerleaders like on the longest yard.
It'd be nice. But the Browns is one of the only teams that don't have cheerleaders too.
Wait a minute, the Browns don't have cheerleaders?
No, we don't have cheerleaders. We had them back in the day.
How long is that?
Back in the day. It's been a minute.
So
I know somebody whose mom used to be a Browns cheerleader, but yeah, they dropped those a long time ago.
Okay, so have they had cheerleaders since they came back to Cleveland?
No, never.
That's the reason. That's what's wrong. The players don't. I mean,
they haven't had cheerleaders in forever, though.
Never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah, and I had the Browns who they played in preseason up, but that don't really matter. You know who they faced first, though. They faced Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think he? I think it's a great opportunity to see what they're looking like against that. What that defense is looking like. I mean, we know that they're not really going to play anyway, but I think it'll be an opportunity for people to see, is Trevor Lawrence as good as advertised? I don't think he is. I think it's a lot of hype. Yeah, I think I judge that kind of what happened in college, and Ohio State was able to put the kibosh on him very effectively in that I don't know if it was Sugar Bowl or what bowl it was, finally got revenge, but because that was like how I judged Sam Darnold. Once he went up against Ohio State, which typically is close to a very NFL ready team, how they look against that is a measuring stick for me. And Sam Darnold didn't look that great. And what has his career been like? It hasn't looked that great.
Well, Sam Darnold, he wasn't really that prolific even as
but it was all that hype and talk about him.
Yeah, I think but in Sam Darnold's defense, I mean, you can't have a head coach you cannot have Adam Gase as your head coach and expect that something positive is going to happen for you. I mean, look at what happened with Ryan Tannehill after he got out of Miami and went to Tennessee. He got the second overall pick from 2015 sent out of there, and now he's a starter, and then he signed an extension.
Yeah, and performed very well for Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly. So, and in Tennessee, I think they're one big wide receiver away from really being able to make an impact. Now, they have that dude, and he is that dude, A.J. Brown. Man, all those tackles he broke against the Baltimore Ravens in that second regular season game that they won, man, that dude is a beast. But I think they need one other guy that can take the top off the defense.
Yeah, I'm trying to where the Browns preseason. Where's the preseason?
We still looking for preseason games?
Falcons. They play the Falcons in preseason. They played them as well. And I forgot the other team. I can't find it. Anywho, we got 4 minutes left. But it is what it is. So what is your prediction of how the Cleveland Browns will finish?
They're gonna win the division.
Oh, so they get past Baltimore to do that.
Yeah.
2 games or 1 game?
I don't know how many games. I mean, they may tie, but they're going to win the division. But and the reason why
they got to beat Baltimore at least once to do that.
Yeah, at least once, Yeah. But they may not have to beat them at all, just considering how things shake out. But all things being equal, like I said earlier, I think I'm going to go ahead and predict that they're going to win the division. Excuse me, because I think that the Ravens, the more years that go by, the more time defensive coordinators have to figure out Lamar Jackson. And he is going to have to prove every single time that he can really beat you with his arm.
Yeah.
I don't care if they get Michael Irvin, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens. If that dude is not accurate with his throws, it's not going to matter. Not going to matter.
Okay.
So, yeah, the Browns are going to win the AFC North. They're going to figure prominently in being the representative for the AFC for a Super Bowl berth. And I'm looking forward to it, except for if they play the Raiders. The last time the Raiders and the Browns played in the playoffs, Brian Sipe was y'all's quarterback.
Yeah. Don't remind us, man.
Oh, and there was an interception in the end zone by Mike Davis. Rest in peace, Mike Davis, the late, great Mike Davis. And the Raiders became the first ever NFL team to win the Super Bowl as a wild card entry. Bet you didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Probably didn't care either, huh?
Since you told me, I care now because it's your team. But yeah, They also play the Giants preseason too. So that's the second preseason game. So Dale will get a chance to go up against his former team because remember, he did not play. And we won that game 20-6 last year. So he gets the opportunity to go up against his former team and show what he can do against them. And then third preseason, they finish against Atlanta Falcons. Was really, how can people get at you? We got less than 1 minute left. How can people get at you?
On Twitter at Shakeback Show, on Instagram at Shakeback or Shakeback Show 1. Also, you can check me out on iTunes, Google Podcasts, as well as Spotify. Just put in hashtag Brothers of Baseball / Shakeback Sports Show, and on the BGC Sports Network 1 and 2, 12s and 6s, 1s and 7s all week long. I am there.
All right. And you can get at me at 1ST Lady of Sports. Thank you so much for listening. I had a whole bunch of fun with you, Willie, with the schedule game. You have been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM, and we are out of here.